Well, it's a pleasure to be here today. Some of you remember me, and we were, Marilyn and I were, along with Commander Bilodeau, were those who really started this thing about 3 years ago. How many have been here the full time? 3 years? A few. Good. Okay. We're going to use the salute form. Actually, the Coast Guard has this in what they call the GUR manual, and so we adopted it out of that. But if you will, is there anybody that doesn't have a salute form? Because of the time, we're not going to do the exercise. We're going to divide everybody into groups. We had assignments up here. We were going to have you fill out the forms in your team and report back. But we're running late, and we don't want to stop you from getting those hamburgers. They're going to be getting ready. So, and I know you've been sitting a long time, and you've all heard the old expression of Mark Twain, it's a terrible death to be talked to death. And so we want you to leave while you're still alive. Anybody need a salute form here? We have some. Okay, let's walk through it, because I think we'll do it that way. It's pretty easy if you get, there's a couple of things you really need to know. One is you need to know what your location is, where you live. You need to know the latitude and longitude of where you are. That's critical. So if you know where you are, that can help everybody to pinpoint what you're seeing. So there's a couple of ways to do it. One way, of course, is if you join the auxiliary. Yeah, that's right. We're from the government, we're here to help. If you join the auxiliary, you can take classes in communication, and we have radios that we've handed out, marine radios that you can use. We also have classes in navigation, so you really learn and can chart areas. But if you had nothing else, if you had a Washington State map, at least you could let somebody, you'd have a rough idea. And usually you have a pinpoint of land, Point Wilson, wherever. Yeah, so you know I'm 3 miles past Point X, and so forth. If we pull it up on the screen, we'll know where you are. So that's a simple way. If the first thing, where do you live? So that you can report that if you need to. That's important, so that you're going to have a visual area that you can see. Sir?
There's also a lot of people in this room, I'm sure, who have GPSs in their car.
And that's even, you know, that's great too. Okay, so if they tell you, and I was going to put this up and have groups come up, but here's a boat. And they would, if they tell you, look for a boat of a certain size, and so forth, and going a certain direction, and you spot it, you're pretty much home free. You may need to fill some of these forms out. So let's just work that exercise together, and in your own minds, if you will, briefly, the Coast Guard has alerted you. Be on the lookout for a 32-foot cabin cruiser, red over white. Okay, so you already know some information that and you can put it down on one of these forms if you'd like to do that. We think it's going north by northwest, and they give the latitude, longitude to you. And so you look on your map. If you have these charts, great. And you see that the boat is going someplace, you spot it. You then call it in. I saw it. I think I saw it. It's this, it's this, it's this. So let's say the size, it looked like it was about a 32-foot. Pretty good guess, just what you wanted. It was red over white. Couldn't tell the hull type, but it seems to be low in the water. The location, now this is where it's important. Here's where I live, and I saw it. And we all know the old 12 o'clock, 12, 1, 2. I saw it at approximately this location. 2 o'clock, it was going east-northeast. And if you've got a chart, a lot of you do by your windows. I had one guy call me, he said, you know, I'm in a wheelchair, I can't do much. I said, what do you do? What can you do? He said, well, I watch the sound all the time. I said, that's all you need to do. He said, I got binoculars. I said, you're home free. You can read a chart. He said, yeah, I know right where I am. I said, well, that's all you need. I said, that's the best job in the world. You sit there and watch for us. And we're saving the government a lot of money for that. Uniform identification, anything else that you see? Well, you see that they were boxes on the back or something like that. It looked like there were some cases or boxes. You can tell the Coast Guard that. The time. What time is it that you saw it? And 2 or 3 antennas on board. Coast Guard didn't tell you that, but you spotted some antennas, so you can tell them that. That may be useful. Job's done. Okay, let's do it the other way. You see something that you think suspicious. Now, it's very interesting. I don't know which came first, the Coast Guard or the Air Force program, but I picked this up at McCord the other day. Eagle eyes. They're talking about the same thing. If you see suspicious things, suspicious people in the wrong place, people taking pictures, making recordings in the wrong place, maybe the thing to do, if you're not sure, it could be just your friendly neighbor bird watching. You might call Dick or Jenny or whoever and talk to them first. I don't know if this is really important. I don't want to call the Coast Guard yet, but this is what I see. Fine. They will make a decision. They will call Lieutenant Vigil or whoever they're told to call here, and it may be processed through the command center. Let's just take for a quick example, though, again, this picture of this boat, and I brought a lot of charts here for our exercise, but this one's good too. This could be, this little Washington map could be good.